guys. I feel like I have an axle hair somewhere and I can't seem to get it. Today I'm going to run a couple of errands and I figured I would bring you guys along. And yeah, it is super gloomy and cold here today. I don't know where our summer weather went to, but it looks like it's going to be back tomorrow. Usually Memorial Day weekend is warm, like our pool opened up, and it was funny, I was walking Axel and the guy, the lifeguard at the pool was like, "Hi ma'am, he was like, "Hi ma'am, the pool is open as of today." It was Saturday. And he was like, "The pool's open now if you're interested." And he was so friendly. I've not seen this lifeguard. They usually have like different lifeguards every year. And he was so friendly, and I was like, "I'd love to come and hang out at the pool, but it's 52 degrees and raining." I don't even know why. It wasn't like full on raining, but it was drizzling. So I don't even know why they had the pool open yesterday, because literally nobody was there. Even if it was not raining, it's pretty cold to be at the pool. I don't really know many people that would want to be there. So anyway, so that's what's going on there. Last night when I was sleeping, I bit my tongue. When I woke up, I woke up because my tongue was in pain, and for some reason when I was sleeping, I somehow bit my tongue, and so now today it's just like super sore on this one part, and it was actually bleeding. Hopefully nothing is wrong with that. I've never woken up biting my tongue. It was actually pretty crazy. But what I'm doing today is going over to TJ Maxx, a different TJ Maxx than I usually go to. I also need to stop by Target. I also need to stop by the pet supply store because it is Axel's birthday on Tuesday. And I need to get him a couple things anyway, and then I'm going to get him a couple of extra things. So I'm excited for his birthday. We're going to take him to the river and go swimming. There's actually a river that's not too far from us that's perfect for dogs to swim. So that's what we're going to do on Tuesday in the evening. And then we'll end up giving him a bath just because it works out. He needs to have a bath anyway, and it's a good time to take him swimming. Hopefully the water isn't too cold. It was only cold for a couple of days. Aside from that, it has been pretty warm here. So, I mean, let's be honest, a freaking cold water and a Labrador, I mean, I'm pretty sure that you won't be too bothered. It's not like it's ice water or anything like that. So I was going to do an order on Bark Shop for him, but I decided against it because honestly, he has got so many plush toys, and that's all that I would have ended up buying him is some new plush toys. And every time I buy him those toys, he just doesn't care. He doesn't care about them. He wants something he can eat or something that's interactive. Like, we have some of those. Have you guys seen those dog puzzles that they make? He has 2 of those. And, you know, he's just not into like a plush toy with a squeaker. Like, he's got a bunch of really cute ones, but they just sit in a basket in the living room. He doesn't care. I had stopped buying him plush toys just because I felt like it was a waste of money. And this year for his birthday, I was going to order him a cake. There's this really cute dog bakery by us, and they're, small business. I love supporting small businesses that are near us. But then I thought, instead of doing a cake, cakes are cute, okay? They make for cute pictures and whatever. We've gotten him a cake a couple of times, but instead of doing that, I want to make him a steak and just let him have that instead. The cake, they have a bunch of ingredients in it, and you never know, unless you get the same exact one that he's had before, then it can just be like a hodgepodge of different ingredients, and I don't know. Sometimes it's just more hassle than what it's worth, and I can pretty much tell you, most dogs, if they had their pick between a cake and a freaking steak, most dogs are going to pick the steak. Let's be honest. We spoil Axel beyond what maybe some people would see as normal, but that's the way that we love to do it. I love to spoil him. I love to do things for him, and I just always kind of look at it like, dogs are only with us for a limited amount of time, and I'm gonna spoil my dog, so yeah, dogs are with us for only a short period of time, unfortunately, so why not give them just the best life possible while they're with us. And you'll know how I feel about dogs. Last year for Axel's birthday, we got him a new bed. Not that he necessarily needed it, but I ended up finding, if you guys are in the market for a dog bed, look at this company. It's actually kind of sad now because I associate Bowser with Nikki and Dan Filippi, but the company is called Bowser, like Bowser's Dog Beds or whatever, and they're sold on a lot of different retailers' websites. The bed that Axel has is a square bed, and it's been it's been really nice, for him. We ended up getting him the medium-sized bed when he was a puppy, and then we ended up getting him this time we got him the extra large size, so it's plenty of room for him, and it's been pretty good. He always prefers to sleep on the floor, so that's why I say, it's not necessarily needed, but sometimes he'll lay in his bed. You never know. So while we go to TJ Maxx, let's talk for a minute about influencers. You guys know I cover influencers quite often on my channel, commentary, reactions, just because I think that the influencer culture and this whole idea of being an influencer is so new. It's very fascinating, at least, for me it is, and I know it opens up a lot of very interesting topics when you're thinking about influencers and some of these things that, are just infamous among the influencer culture. And someone asked me the other day, oh, you think that it wasn't really a question, okay? They told me, you think all influencers are bad. And that statement couldn't be further from the truth, honestly. There are people that I follow that I definitely consider to be influencers, and I haven't seen some of the behaviors or the entitlement from some people like I do with others. I think this whole idea of the imitation effect, I talked about that in another video recently, about how you have family vloggers and then you have the imitation effect of family vloggers, where other families see the success of one family, so they end up copying what, family vlogging is, and it can lead to financial downfall, stress, loss of friendships, unwarranted stress on your relationship. It can just lead to a lot of different issues. And when it comes to the imitation effect with influencers, I have seen so many influencers become carbon copies of what others are, and it could be anything from getting involved in drama to get their names circulating on YouTube and on Twitter. It could be just being problematic and using that as a way to market yourself. I think of the people who imitate influencers like Tana Mojo, where, it's really problematic, but all that these people are doing is looking at someone like Tana Mojo and saying, oh, I can have that too if I do what Tana does. So in terms of just thinking that every single influencer is bad, I don't look at it that way. I think everything, it should be a case-by-case basis. But no, there are influencers that are good. Do I think that people should be influencing others to buy a bunch of junk that they don't need? Not necessarily, but I also understand the other half of that, where it's up to the consumer on, okay, do I really need this? Should I spend my money on it? It's not the fault of the influencer if the consumer is, buying stuff that they know they don't need. I don't think the influencer should be totally blamed for that. So anyway, as far as the idea of all influencers being bad, no, I don't feel that way, and I haven't, that I know of. I've never come on my channel and said all influencers are bad, they're the worst things ever. But I do look at the imitation effect on the public as a whole. I do see people just trying to imitate what they see, and at the end of the day, is it all the fault of the influencer? No, it's definitely not, because if I'm out here buying something that I know I don't need, and I'm the one swiping my credit card or spending the last $100 that I have in my account, that is my fault for sure. But I also think that there should, there could also be a little bit more mindfulness to the content that a lot of the influencers are putting onto their channels, just to, I don't know, it feels like some of them are much more heavy on being a constant running commercial than others are. So, I hope that makes sense. That's why, and I'm also getting tired of this narrative that I act like I know everything. No, I don't act like I know everything. I'm just sharing my stance on things and my opinion, and consumerism is something I do feel strongly about, and the effect that consumerism can have on someone's mental health or their relationship or just their overall quality of life. It all ties back to why I can't stand when people join MLMs. I think that they can be very, very problematic. People who try to copycat family vloggers because they think that they have to have this, cricket machine that the mommy vloggers are using to make custom t-shirts for their kids. That kind of stuff is not good for anyone, Hopefully all that makes sense. I do believe that there are some influencers who take their platform seriously and aren't constantly trying to sell products to their audience, and that's really cool. At the end of the day, though, if most of your content is just selling stuff to people get tired of that. That's also a big complaint that I heard about Jaclyn Hill. She's always trying to sell something. She only comes around when she's launching something or when she wants to sell us something. And that can be disheartening, especially when you build your online presence off of these people that are your subscribers and you want to call them your friends. Act like you care about them. And then at a certain point, it just turns into a constant infomercial for all the junk that nobody needs. Hey guys, we're back in the car. So I went to this little makeup store in Old Town Alexandria and picked up a couple of my Surratt prismatic lipsticks because they're actually being discontinued, and I didn't know that, so they're hard to find online. And this little boutique makeup store, I really wanted to take some clips for you guys, but I parked in a place where I wasn't supposed to park, and I didn't realize until I asked the girls that worked in the store. So long story short, I just had to grab what I needed and get out of there. I was in the store for a total of like a minute and a half. It was really fast. So either way, now we're back in the car. I still need to stop and get Axel his stuff, but I did find a couple of good things at TJ Maxx. So I found a Milk Makeup Kush lip balm, the original one, for $2.50, and as I always do, I looked at the lot number. I always encourage you guys to do that too, because if you're getting something at a discount, but it's discounted because it's expired, then there's no point in spending money on it. I'll link the site either in a pinned comment or my description box of how to look up lot numbers and check the manufacture date. I always recommend doing that. You can do that at places like Sephora and stuff too, but especially when you're at Marshalls, TJ Maxx, all that stuff, just because then you know that you're actually paying for something that is not expired. If you don't care, then that's fine too. But I always say, make sure that you know where your money is going and that you're actually getting a product that is still worth the money. So either way, so I bought that lip balm. It was only $2.50, which was a huge steal. And then I found a Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair combo pack, and it came with the moisturizer and the oil. I actually really like the moisturizer. It's a really decent drugstore retinol for an affordable price. That was, I think, $14.99, but it came with the oil too, so it was, obviously 2 products. I haven't tried the oil, but I'll update you guys if it's good. I also found some of my eye masks that I always rave about. Those are awesome. And then the gold star of the whole trip was that I did find another Laura Mercier Radiance Primer. So I'm really excited about that. I just love that Radiance Primer so much, and to get it for $10 is a steal. I did just buy yesterday I don't know how you say this brand name. It's S-A-I-E, Say, maybe. But I got their Luminizer. I'll pop up a photo. I can't remember the exact name of it right now, but I bought that because I thought maybe it would be something comparable to the Radiance Primer that I use all the time. Laura Mercier still does make the illuminating primer, but there's not a huge difference, but I do feel like the original formula might be a little bit better to mix in with foundations, just a little bit. It's not even a noticeable difference, but it might just be because I've used it for so long too. I notice it, maybe no one else would. Either way, it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, I think that's all that I got. So, and then at the little makeup store, I think you could shop with them online. So it's Bella Cara, and they're in Old Town Alexandria. They are a small business, and they have luxury brands at the store, but it's not like your typical luxury brands. It's like they sell Syrah. They have this lip balm that I've always used. I'll throw up a photo of that too. So they have lesser known luxury brands, if that makes sense. So I bought 2 of the prismatic lipsticks in palettes, I think is how you say it, and then another one in the Diamante shade. And the one that I already have been using is like a whitish, shimmery lip balm. I put it over a clear gloss and it looks super duper pretty. So that's what I got. And I did find this lip balm too. It's this lip balm. I have the one in the pot, so I wanted to try the one at the stick. I saw it at checkout, so I just grabbed it. It was $9, not too bad. And I like this lip balm because it's matte. So I love a good matte lip balm, just to pair with a lip pencil or whatever. So I grabbed one of these and I tried it in the car. I like it. I remember when I was much younger, I was tempted to go to New York City. One night it's a really long story, but long story short, I ended up going to New York City literally at like 3 o'clock in the morning with a couple of friends that I used to, party with and whatever. And we're like, 3 a.m., let's go to New York. That sounds like a fabulous idea. Just so smart. So we ended up going up there, and I remember driving in Times Square was the biggest, just anxiety-inducing scenario that you could have ever put me in. I hated it so much. And I looked around, and how do these people drive in this all the time? It was just pure madness. I could not believe. And I'm sure some people are listening to this like, oh, it's really not that big of a deal. But for me, I was also very young. I had been driving for a while, but obviously not as experienced as I am right now. And even right now, the thought of driving in Times Square, no, not a fun time, not something I would ever want to subject myself to again. I just could not believe. And it's like everyone's laying on the horn, everyone's pissed off, everyone is upset. It was crazy. Crazy times. But I've driven to New York a few times. It's really weird because on 95 North, when you're driving into New York, there are a lot of like really weird rest stops that have, you know, like food courts and stuff inside of them, and it's just very weird. It's one of those places that, being there in the middle of the night when nobody else is really there, it almost just makes you feel uneasy, like you're in like a scary movie or something, like someone's gonna, you know, hop out of the bushes and try to, you know, attack you. But I also, from a very, you know, from a younger age, I've always watched a lot of true crime stuff, so my imagination always goes wild when I think of stuff like that. Driving to Florida was really interesting too. I had never driven to Florida. Any time I went down there up until earlier this year, I always flew, just because that's what made sense to me. To, you know, why drive like 14 hours if you're able to, especially from DC to basically anywhere in Florida, flights are always very cheap, because I guess it's because it's on the same coast. I don't know for sure, but you can usually book a flight and you don't have to plan it too far in advance, and you can get a good price for your round trip airfare, whether you're flying out of National, BWI, Dulles, like any of those three airports going down to Florida. You can usually find a flight for really cheap. I think it'll be interesting going into an airport, or, you know, getting on a flight like post Panini, because I haven't been on a flight since December of 2018. Was it 19? Maybe it was 19. I don't remember. I have a video on my channel when I went to my company's holiday party in Cleveland. That was the last time that I was on a plane. So whatever that was. I know it was the month of December. I just can't remember. It must have been 19. Yeah, it had to have been 19, because I haven't been doing YouTube that long. I'm just going to end up getting him some no-hide chews and maybe a couple like Stella and Chewy's treats, depending on what they have in stock. He really likes the no-hide chews. Anytime I give him an option between a bully stick or a no-hide chew, or, you know, whatever it is, he always picks the no-hide chew. So if you guys have dogs that are picky with treats, or, you know, whatever, and you need something that will last them a little longer than a typical chew, look at the no-hide chews. They are a little pricey, but they're very good for picky dogs and dogs that fly through treats. So definitely check them out. I know that you can buy them on, I think Chewy.com has them. I've bought them once or twice before on Amazon, like when the Panini was first kind of ramping up last year and I wasn't going anywhere. I would grab them on Amazon for Axel. I just want to show you guys this. So this is the kit that I got. It has the wrinkle repair cream and then the oil, and it was $16.99. And then the eye mask, I got a couple different ones to show you guys, like different packaging. So here's some. This is from the brand Luke. And then these are also, I don't know what brand these are, but I've bought them before and they are individually packaged and are fantastic. So let's get Axel some stuff and then I will be right back. So I didn't get anything like super unique, but I wanted to show this to you. I'm going to give this to Axel today. This is a bison trachea. I mean, it's hollow, so it looks big, but it is hollow. So he can have that while I get some laundry and stuff done today. He's actually had those before, but I don't think I've ever bought one and showed it on video. But, you know, we love the single ingredient stuff. I also realized, though, I want to say this in this video, I also realized that buying single ingredient stuff is not in, how do I say this? I don't want to offend anyone by buying expensive dog stuff, if that makes sense. Just because I do it doesn't mean that everyone else has to. I realize that sometimes buying single ingredient stuff can be pricey and expensive. So, and speaking of dog stuff, that video that I did on Self-Taught Beauty about a month ago, I was going to take the proceeds from that video and do a haul for my local animal shelter. That video is coming. Since I had to, take a few days off and take that break, things kind of got jumbled and messed up, but that video is coming. I didn't forget about it. It's not, being ignored or anything like that. So video coming, but yeah, that's what's going on with that. So I will probably end up doing it this week or maybe over the weekend. I think that video that I did made about $60. So I'll probably add a little bit on top of that and get a couple of additional things. And yeah, so I didn't want anyone to think that I forgot about that or I'm not doing it. So anyway, guys, this has been a fun little vlog. Love doing these for you guys, and I'm going to make my way home and try to be productive this afternoon, get some laundry done, get a couple of videos done. So anyway, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.